What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Brandon back with another Motor Nubs video. Today we are taking a look at the Ralliart. I just got this a couple weeks ago. Have not done a ton of videos on it yet, just been kind of getting acquainted to it, feeling it out, feeling what it's like 100% stock before I modify anything. And some people are already asking, like, you know, why did you buy this and not an EVO? I mean, the first big thing right off the top is definitely price. I was not readily available, or my wallet wasn't available to go buy an EVO. I mean, EVOs are expensive for sure. Even in the used market, EVOs are just quite a bit of money. But I did want to go over and highlight some of the key differences between a Ralliart and an EVO, because a lot of people are asking me. So look at that little Ralliart badge right there. Nothing too crazy, but the first biggest thing that a lot of people notice on the outside, more specifically than anything, is it's not wide body. So if you look here, it's just a regular Lancer GTS on the side. It does have the little side skirt, but the GTS also has that, but it does not have the wide body front fenders, where normally there would be a vent right here and then the wide body rear fenders. So the EVO's got a wider bumper, wider rear quarter panels, and then I think the rear door maybe has something incorporated in it a little bit differently. But so yeah, that's cosmetically different front bumper, and I believe, I'll wait till this guy goes by. Loud truck over there. Anyway, but I believe also the tail lights are the same as the EVO on the Ralliart, but the headlights are different. So just to keep y'all up to date with that. Now, a lot of people are like, what about the motor? What's going on with the motor? I believe it's the 4B11T. It's the same exact motor. Some people have claimed it has different cams, but everywhere I scour on the internet, it shows that it's the same exact motor. And I've seen where a lot of people are actually buying wrecked Ralliarts and pulling the motor to put into their EVO. So it looks like this is still a really good option for one of the biggest reasons why they don't perform power-wise like an EVO is, if you go back here, the turbo, which is hiding right underneath that heat shield, is a smaller TD04 instead of a TD05, and it's a single scroll, not a twin scroll turbo. So smaller turbo, and also smaller intercooler piping. The intercooler piping is not only smaller, but it's actually just some flexible, like almost like radiator hose, and it's being held on by just regular like radiator hose clamps, like just worm clamps, nothing special. So whenever people go to start turning up the boost, these are actually very famous for popping and blowing off, because they're just not good at holding power. That's one of the first things that every Ralliart owner upgrades, is their intercooler piping, and then subsequently the intercooler, which these do come with a factory little small front mount intercooler. The EVO does have a front mount intercooler factory also, but it's almost double the size. And guys, when I'm talking about an EVO here, I'm referring to an EVO X, because this is the kind of what the same year range and what it's based off of. In the front bumper area, what's noticeable about the Ralliart compared to the EVO is the EVO's the grill area comes all the way down and is not paint matched on the bottom either. But yeah, back to other performance things. The battery on the Ralliart is underneath the hood, but on the EVO it's in the trunk. So you end up with a different intake layout on the actual Ralliart compared to the EVO, because the EVO airbox is more up here, so the Ralliart airbox is further in the back. I see where a lot of people will swap the EVO turbo, EVO manifold on, they'll put the EVO intercooler piping and then the EVO airbox, and then relocate the battery back to the trunk. So basically you could have the whole EVO turbo setup if you're willing to go through the swap. Now, a lot of people just bypass that, run an aftermarket manifold and then an aftermarket turbo on their Ralliarts. That's 100% a possibility also. Don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm enjoying it as it's being stock, but going down the laundry list of other things that make it different. The hood is actually the same as an EVO 10 hood. It's got the hood scoops and also the functional vents. The wheels are Lancer GTS wheels. These are nothing special. And when we go inside, the actual inside of the car, it's basically it's just a Lancer. You could get an option where you could get Recaro seats. Sorry, it's a little dirty in here. But these are just it's actually got like a little Ralliart badge right there, or tag, but these are basically just base model regular Lancer seats. Nothing special there. Coming over here, right behind the steering wheel, you'll notice we got some paddle shifters, and if you look down here, we have the SST twin clutch automatic gearbox. So it's a 6-speed automatic, but then you can go down into drive and then move it over into the manumatic, where you can either, bop these, up and then down, or you can move the stick up and down when it's in this area to change gears semi-automatically. When you're accelerating, it will not upshift for you. When you're in the manual mode, you will have to upshift. But when you're decelerating, if you don't downshift, it will downshift for you when it gets down to too low of RPM range. So for example, if you're in 6th gear and you come to a complete stop, it will come all the way back down to 1st gear automatically for you. You won't have to be like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 at a stoplight, for example. I thought that was kind of cool. I've never been in one of these kind of cars. I was always a huge, manual only kind of guy. Let me actually flip the camera around for a second. So, yeah, when I was buying this car, I was a little nervous about getting the Manumatic or the SST transmission, because looking online, that's one of the biggest faults with these cars. The motors seem to be pretty solid, but people always complain about transmission problems in anywhere in between that 75 to 150,000 mile range. And this car having 90,000 miles on it, and most likely having the original factory transmission, leads me to believe it's probably going to need a transmission job sooner or later. But the price was right, so I do have, it's not like I had to overpay to get the car, and that way I can do a transmission job. And when it does get done, there is absolutely options to upgrade it, because this is also the SST, the same transmission that's offered in the EVO X MR. So there are performance modifications that have been tested, and it looks like you can do I think it's Jack's transmissions. Don't correct, or you can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments section, but they make a 600 horsepower build transmission for this. So you pull your transmission, send it off to them, and then they send it back to you built, ready to go. Don't know if I will be doing that option or not. It looks like online people have pushed the factory clutches up into the 300 to 400 horsepower range. It looks like once you go over that 400 horsepower range, the factory clutches really can't hold up in the SST transmission. So I guess it will all depend on what I end up doing with this car. For now, it's just going to be a little daily driver. I want to play with it a little bit, but I don't want to beat on it too much. I still have the Integra. That is still going to be the main thrasher car, so to speak, to get in and rip some gears up, because I still love my manual. The automatic is nice for traffic though, so I guess it's maybe having the best of both worlds. I could definitely see this being a very, very appealing car. Like, say if you were a family man and you wanted a little sporty car to go drive around in, but you still had to pick your kids up and stuff. Obviously, I don't have any kids right now, but I do like having a 4-door car, picking up the friends, throwing them all in the back, and then having a good time. It's pretty spacious on the inside. It's not the biggest car in the world, but coming from an Integra, it's huge. It's huge. Still feels pretty plasticky, but also, coming from an Integra, it's what I'm used to. Now my fiance, she was my girlfriend, but she's my fiance now. I better say that if she ever watches this video. She had an Audi, it was an A4, but it was like the prestige model, kind of nice, but not super fancy. Comparing this car to that car, because they were a similar year. This is a 2009, hers was a 2010. Hers was the all-wheel drive 2.0 turbo, and this is an all-wheel drive 2.0 turbo. Comparing car to car, the Audi interior-wise and also road noise-wise blows this car out of the water. This car does have a significant amount of road noise. It feels cheap and plasticky on the inside, but it's Japanese, and it definitely is feels more planted and more aggressive when you're driving it. Even though I think the Audi actually on paper made more horsepower, the Audi, you just didn't feel the power. So some people like that, some people don't. I'm probably just ranting on and on about this car, but yeah, just trying to note the biggest differences between the Ralliart and the EVO. going back to, it's not wide body. Oh, and probably the huge thing is brakes and suspension. I forgot to mention that earlier. This does not come with the Brimbos. It comes with, I really don't know, but everybody talks about upgrading it when the time comes. So I think I'll probably just end up doing that. And then as for the suspension, I think I'm not sure if the Ralliart or the Evo's got Bilsteins or not, but I know the Ralliarts did not. I think they got KYBs. I don't know. All that stuff's going to be changed out, and I imagine if you were going to be modifying a car, an Evo is an awesome start, but it seems like a Ralliart is a good sleeper option as long as you don't mind the transmission. So if you're going to do aftermarket, if you're going to do coilovers and you're going to put wheels on it and, you know, put an aftermarket turbo on it, it seems like a Ralliart could be a solid step. I've seen where people do put manual swaps in these. I don't know if I want to go that option or not, just due to the fact that my woman can actually jump in this thing and actually drive it, instead of her getting in like my Integra and teaching her how to drive a manual was just, it was a nightmare. I tried in my Mustang, I tried in the Integra, and some people are just not meant to drive manuals. She could, like if it was the end of the world and like that's all we had left, but I just really want to stay away from that because it was not a good time. So I want to thank y'all for watching the video. I'm going to get the woman out here so she can ride passenger, and maybe we can get a couple little videos of going up and down the road. I have some more content planned with this thing. I have a kind of like a budget boost gauge setup that a lot of people might be interested in, that you could run on other kind of cars. That way it just ties into the factory ECU. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching. We'll have some more Integra content here soon, but I want to get some B-roll for the end of the video, so stick around. We'll do some pulls and have a good time. So yeah. If she did a good job recording. She just started recording when we got in the car, so yeah. Obviously it works like a normal automatic for park, reverse, neutral, and also drive when you go down into drive. So park, reverse, neutral, drive. But then if you want to go into sport mode, you press up right here, and then to go into manumatic mode, you press over. So now it's in manual mode. You can shift up, like we're in first right now. This is second. This is third. We're super low RPM, and then to downshift, that's second, and then that's first. Okay, now if we want to use the, what happened?
Unable to establish a wireless tap.
Oh.
It's still recording.
Okay, well now we're going to show them how to use the paddle shifters on here. So up here, if you point the camera this way to look on the dash, it says we're in first gear, right? We're in first gear. If you can just hold that camera angle, which is probably not ideal for you, that would be perfect though. So we're gonna pull out of here, and I'm gonna show us shifting into second.
I can't see, so hopefully.
Point it up a little bit. There you go. Now we're gonna go into second. Now we're gonna go to third. Now we're going to fourth. I think it can see it. Okay. So now you can pull it back a little bit. And the way that works is just upshift is right here, and then downshift is on the other side. I think you're a little too close with the camera.
I'm not that close.
Okay, it looks like you're close. Comment section, let me know. Is she doing good or is she doing bad? She's probably doing better than me already. Anyway, yeah, so that's how you drive the Manumatic, and a lot of people say to keep wear and tear off the transmissions, to leave it in sport mode and drive it in manual mode, because if you leave it in normal mode in drive, what are you laughing about?
For the last like minute, I had your head cut off.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Anyway, if you leave it in sport mode and you put it in manual mode, it has the least amount of slippage. But if you have it in normal mode, it leaves a little bit of slippage in between the gears to make it feel smoother. But if you want your transmission to last and to be healthy longer, you want the least amount of slippage as possible, especially when you're like getting down on it. So don't get down on it in normal mode. Do you get down on it in normal mode?
No.
She's been driving it. How do you drive it? Easy, right?
Yeah. Ow.
What?
This is really hard to do in a moving car because it keeps thinking I'm moving and it's the car moving.
Well, is it keeping it smooth?
No.
Oh, it's not?
It's like going.
Oh, well, we'll see how that looks. We have the gimbal out today, guys, so I don't know if the gimbal is going to help or hurt while we're riding in a car. I thought it would help, but it might not. We're going to go on to Capitol here in a second and just do like a little pull. And my woman will probably not be happy with it. Just a little pull, though. Okay? Girl?
We'll see.
Okay. So you can pause it, or stop it, sorry.
Okay.
Both of us on there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually really handy. Okay, so I don't know how the quality is gonna be because it's on the front-facing camera on the recording on the cell phone recording. But I didn't think it would actually get both of us in the frame. We're gonna pull out onto the Mexican highway out here and just do a quick pull, and we'll get my woman's review of how she thinks the car actually performs.
I'm probably just gonna be yelling at him.
No, don't yell at me. I don't think she's actually like been in this car or any car that I've like full throttled in like a really long time, so I'll be easy on it. Okay?
Jesus!
What?
Slow down.
Just hold on to the camera.
I am.
What's wrong?
Going too fast.
We're going 65 miles an hour. We're not even speeding right now. Look, that wasn't that bad, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna do as hard of it, 'cause like half throttle. See, look at that. Look at that. Boost makes everybody smile, even people who don't like to go fast. See, I didn't go too fast, just let her feel the boost. Alright, pause, stop it, and flip the. Well, then we don't have to record it. Are you recording?
Mm-hmm.
What are you recording?
Just you.
Oh. Okay, well, so how do you like it?
I don't.
Okay, she doesn't like it. So this is a good starting point already for this car. Anyway, it rides pretty nice. Obviously, there's a little bit of road noise. You guys will probably hear that. I'll probably do some like 0 to 60 times and stuff when she's not in the car, obviously, because she's not going to be happy with that. But I'd love to do at least a reflash and that kind of stuff here in the coming future to turn up the boost, but to keep it safe. So I guess thanks for watching, and I'll roll some little B-roll footage after this, so everybody's happy and hunky-dory, right?